All right, guys, we are working with lesson 5.5. It's subtraction with regrouping, or when we have to borrow, we've got to go next door and get 10 more. So let's retrace our steps here with moving the tens and ones. We have 45 minus 15. So remember I told you guys that when you see a subtraction problem, the first thing you ask yourself, you look at the ones place and say, more on the top or more on the floor? If there's more on the top, there's no need to stop. You just subtract. If there's more on the floor, you got to go next door and get 10 more. Okay. So when you write it out in tens and ones, you write just the first number, the 42. So you have 4 tens and your 2 ones. Then you have to decide, should I, or if I can take away 15. So can I take away 5 ones? No, you can't. So you have to go next door and knock on the first number's door here. Tell them you need 10 more over on their side. So they give you 10 more, and you move it over here. Then you write how many ones you have now. So you take this number that you already had, which is the 2, and you add a 10 to it. 2 and 10 will give you 12. Okay? Or you can just say, well, here's a 2. I'll just put a 1 in front of it and make this one 1 less. So you come over, then you do your subtraction. I have 12 ones. Let's take away 5, and I'm left with 7. Then I have 3 ones, and I take away 1, and it goes straight to 2. 3 minus 1 is 2. So my answer for 42 minus 15 is 27. So let's come down here to the bottom. Okay. Regroup if you need to, write the difference. So regroup if you need to. That means if you need to go next door and get 10 more. 31 minus 14. Okay. We move and look at the ones. More on the top or more on the floor? More on the floor. So we got to go next door and get 10 more. So we take a 10 away from here and move it. Oh, it's blurry. Take away a 10 from here and move it to the other side. So now this becomes 11. Why is this so blurry? Okay. So this is no longer 1, it's 11 because we added the 10 to the 1. Then we have 3, and we took 1 away. So this number that goes in this box is going to be 2. Now we can subtract like regular. 11 minus 4, we know, is 7. And 2 minus 1, we know, is just 1. So our answer is 17. Moving on to number 2, 56 minus 21. 6 minus 1. Can we do that problem? Is there more on the top or more on the floor? More on the top, so no need to stop. Now, when there's no need to stop, you don't add anything in these 2 boxes up here because they're not needed. 6 minus 1 will give me 5. 5 minus 2 will give me 3. And that's all you have to do for that one. Number 3, 72 minus 35. Look at the number in the ones. More on the top or more on the floor? More on the floor. So we've got to go next door and get 10 more. So we cross those out. We take a 10 away from the 7 and move it to the other side. So here's my 10. I'm going to use it as a 1 in the tens place. And I just add my 2 up here to go here in the ones place. So we took a 10 away from this 7, so it's no longer 7 tens, it's 6 tens because we took 1 away. Now we can just subtract. 12 minus 5 will give me 7. 6 minus 3 will give me 3. Okay. Moving on. Actually, pause if you need to before moving on. Okay. Moving on. Page 343, let's look up at the top. Regroup if you need to, write the difference. 23 minus 14. Okay. Look at the number in the ones. More on the top or more on the floor? More on the floor, so we got to go next door and get 10 more. Okay. So 10 plus 3 is 13 because we add our 10. We take away a 10 from 2 or 20 and we're left with 1. Then we have 13 minus 4, which is what? Well, 10 plus 4 is 14, so we need 1 less, which is 9. And 1 minus 1 is just 0. Okay, here's something you haven't had before. 87 minus 57. The numbers in the ones place are exactly the same. Therefore, 0 is the game. Okay, if you can remember that. Numbers the same, 0's the game. And then we just say 8 minus 5, which is what? 3. Okay, I want you to do a lot of practice with these. So I want you to do 6 through 15, okay? And then number 16, I'm going to do it for you. I just want you to do 18 minus 5. And I will tell you, you are going to regroup. So I'm going to put those boxes up there for you. Go ahead now and write this. Okay. Since there are so many practice problems here, page 345. Oh, these are easy. Nope. There are 34 chickens of 16. Okay, this one's easy too. 34 minus 16. Okay, big on the floor, so I'm going to go ahead and draw these boxes. Go ahead and do that now. Cross out number 17 because that's not the strategy we're using right now. That wants you to do math in your brain. We're not doing math in our brain right now. We're doing it this way, and I don't want to get you off track and confuse you. So this is the same as that one. So whatever answer you're going to come up with down here will be your answer that you'll circle. Okay. So then once you finish these, go ahead and you will do your practice and your homework. If you need any help, please let me know.